Hiawatha Bray here, wearing another smartwatch. Yeah, I know, you're going, well, why do you even bother? Because you don't like smartwatches. You're going to tell us about how much you dislike this one? Well, maybe, but I thought this was a special case where I really needed to dredge one up and let you have a look at it, because this one, by LG Electronics of South Korea, is different. It's running a new kind of software called Android Wear, which is made by Google, and that's what really matters. As you probably know, a smartwatch works in conjunction with your smartphone. And if the watch has its own unique kind of software, it may not be compatible with many phones. Android Wear has been specifically designed so that you can use it with any Android phone of recent vintage. It doesn't matter which brand of Android phone you've got, this thing ought to work with it. At least that's the theory. I didn't find it work that way. I've kind of got mixed feelings about this device. It's got some definite pros and some really major cons. One of the most interesting things about the G watch is what isn't here. It doesn't have an on-off switch. Now that's actually going to help in one respect. This is a water-resistant watch. You don't have to worry about it when you wash dishes or something. But the absence of a push button causes another curious problem. You can use the touchscreen and turn this watch off, but you can't turn it back on. The only way to switch it on is to put it in its recharging cradle, and if that's at home, for example, you can't turn the watch back on. Now, LG tries to make a virtue of this. They say, well, this watch is on all day. You never turn it off, you just keep using it. And that's fine, except the battery life isn't all that great. I recently found that the battery ran out by 3 in the afternoon during a very busy day, and I didn't have a charger around with me. It was a real problem. If this watch had a battery in it that could last for several days, it wouldn't be such an issue. But what about Android Wear? Well, actually, it's not bad. There's a lot to be said in favor of it. It uses a lot of the same look and feel and style of Google Now. Key information relating to your everyday activities can be scrolled through easily on the phone. Emails, birthday notifications, all kinds of stuff like that. In addition, it's fairly easy to respond to, for example, an incoming email or a text message sent to your phone. See, I can tap this and actually see the rest of the message. Now I could archive the message, or I could hit a reply. It's the most interesting smartwatch I've tried in quite a while, period. Voice recognition is actually very accurate on this thing. So if you just want to be able to quickly respond to an email or text message without having to dig out your phone, the G Watch actually works quite well for that purpose. The problem is that there are vast arrays of things you do with your phone that you simply cannot do through a watch. To some extent, LG understands this. For example, they don't waste your time trying to turn this into a Dick Tracy style telephone. You can't make calls by talking right into the watch and listening for responses. You can dial calls through the watch. I asked it to look up my wife's name and call her number, and it worked. But of course, I had to take out the phone to actually talk. If I want to read my Facebook messages, it'll tell me that I've got some. But if I actually want to read the whole thing, an entire thread of Facebook messages, I have to take out the phone. Time and again, you find yourself having to grab for the phone instead of look at the watch. The watch might get you started in some particular process, but you still need the phone. And of course, that raises the question, why pay $235 to do something that you're going to end up using your existing phone to do anyway? I think that this still has potential, but only if they can make a watch like this that comes in at under $100. Android Wear is still a good idea because I think such a device might just catch on if you can use it with any Android and eventually any iPhone. A standard piece of software like Android Wear is an essential key to making smartwatches someday practical. But so is a lower price and a simpler set of commands. All in all, I'd say, nice try, LG, but the smartwatch business is still not ready for prime time. From the Tech Lab, this is Hiawatha Bray.